Ok. Est-ce que cette fois-ci... Est-ce que cette fois-ci Streamlabs va me laisser stream? Please. J'ai pas envie que ça bug. J'attends un peu de voir avant de lancer le jeu. Ah. J'ai dû redémarrer mon ordi, redémarrer ma console au cas où. Je sais pas si ça suffira. Coucou Akia. Je sais pas si ça bug, mais bon, j'attends de voir si Streamlabs me dit un truc ou pas, parce que je m'attends à ce qu'ils me disent un truc. Ah bah oui. Genre, je sais pas pourquoi, genre Streamlabs fait ça. Genre à chaque fois que je commence un stream, je fais en sorte de redémarrer mon ordinateur et ma console au cas où, pour pas avoir de problème, parce qu'en général, c'est mieux de redémarrer son ordi et tout. Du coup, c'est ce que je fais. Et bon, là, je sais pas, mon ordi a pas voulu, il s'est dit nique ta race. Bon, là, ça a l'air d'aller. Même si j'ai l'impression que mon débit, il fait des hauts et des bas. Bon, je verrai. Si j'ai une autre notification de Streamlabs, bah rip. Du coup, je vais continuer l'épisode 2. Je crois que le personnage principal du jeu s'était fait dénoncer de meurtre encore une fois. En fait, c'est Maya 2.0 en fait. Alors. Ah oui, et le jeu est en anglais. J'avais zappé encore une fois. Du coup, faut que je lise en anglais. This is where dear Kazuma-san would have... Putain, wait. Les notifications sur mon ordi, c'est un calvaire. Ouais, bon, ça a l'air d'aller maintenant. Bref. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. Yeah. Yeah. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as that the last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Yeah! What the fuck? That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's it's something important, something relevant to the case. Putain, par contre, je le dis, hein, elle est chiante. Genre, Maya encore, elle était cool. Genre, elle était chiante des fois, Maya. Mais genre, elle cassait pas, elle cassait pas les couilles à Nick. Elle est juste pète couilles jusqu'au bout. Enfin, pour l'instant, je la trouve pète couilles. Alright, I won't read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for a clue more important? J'ai envie de la frapper, genre vraiment. C'est un truc de malade. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me as in that regard. Are you, Naruhodo-san? Bitch, tu m'as même pas laissé regarder un truc. Tu m'as même pas laissé... Mais j'ai regardé. Mais pourquoi on me fout le tuto que j'ai bougé? Pourquoi on me fout le tuto maintenant que j'ai bougé? J'en ai rien à foutre de ce Sato. Mais j'en ai rien à foutre. Et elle me disait clairement qu'elle voulait pas être avec moi, genre. C'est bon. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Putain. Et je le dis, hein, comme la dernière fois. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Look like it's written in ink. J'ai été plus rapide que le jeu en fait. J'ai rattrapé le jeu avant qu'il me dise ouais, faut que tu fasses comme ça. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Pourquoi c'est marqué en russe? Enfin, je crois. Je sais pas si c'est du russe. De base, ils avaient dit que c'est du russe, il me semble. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the village. Pour Kazuma-san. Parce que c'est des personnes russes qu'il y a dans le bateau, en fait. Du coup, j'ai... Voilà. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. It's Russian! I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? What language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. Ah, putain, mais... Ils sont avec des... Oh my god. Ils peuvent pas demander au mec qui a derrière eux. Ouais, tu sais ce que ça veut dire? Je sais pas. I wonder... Je suis sûre, lui, il sait. Parce qu'il est russe, de ce qui était dit. What do you think? Non mais ouais, genre déjà ce Sato qui est pas très intelligente. En fait, je dois dire que de base, Naruhodo, il vient juste de sortir du placard et il vient juste de se réveiller. Hein. Et ils l'ont menotté, enfermé dans la propre chambre où il y avait le meurtre qui s'est passé. Ils ont pas cherché à le changer hein, d'endroit. Hein. Ils l'ont vraiment laissé dans la chambre où le meurtre s'est passé. Et ils l'ont direct accusé. Juste parce qu'il était dans le placard. endormi. Et moi, ça me bute parce que, genre, bah, c'est vrai qu'il y a, genre, le fait qu'ils soient enfermés à l'intérieur et tout. Oui, c'est vrai que c'est vrai qu'on se dirait, ouais, faut se douter de lui. Mais il y a des fois, il peut se passer des trucs, hein, c'est bon, faut pas foutre des conclusions hâtives, je sais pas. Déjà, pourquoi il aurait tué son meilleur ami? Genre, littéralement. Genre, genre lui et son pote, qui est Kazuma, ils sont besties depuis super longtemps et ils s'adorent. Genre, ils se pépont depuis le début du jeu. Ouais! Et genre, déjà, ils se seraient même pas enfermés dans le placard! C'est ça le bordel! Pourquoi ils se seraient enfermés dans la chambre s'ils voulaient ben, tuer quelqu'un en fait? C'est débile! Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? Il est girly, Kazuma, en fait. And the mark beside it. What is it? I wonder. It has a sort of bricklight hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Je sais pas, pour moi, ça ressemble plus à du café. Hein. Mais bon. C'est vrai que là, ça, c'est plus un trait que, voilà, autre chose. Bref. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Bah... Quoique, en vrai, ça peut être du café, genre de loin, comme c'est foutu. Hein. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside the case. Ah yes, I see. It is, it says this way up in Japanese. I should have realized for someone wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh putain! Eh, je me demande comment il a survécu, hein. Parce qu'il y en a qui seraient morts, hein. Oh dear. Being stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Sasato takedown. Damn. Elle a autant de force que ça, la gamine. It's some 2 weeks since. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Non mais ça me bute parce que ils auraient pas pu genre se partager le lit. Ils auraient pas pu se partager le lit et dormir genre les deux. Ça aurait pas été mieux. Ce serait réchauffé la nuit. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The The trouble was, I never knew when a member of a crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out there in the cabin. No, sadly not. Crois quoi? Elle croit quoi, la bitch? I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator? A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that was it, is to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. To your room, surely it shouldn't be connected to the outside. It should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps his rain and spray didn't find their way in when the sea or rough or something like that, I suppose. Maybe that's it. Oi! 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 What the fuck? Um, who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... J'adore comment il le regarde de loin en mode the fuck is that? You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really know? Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintance at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk? Or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. I just imagining it, or does Sasato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expected that you noticed already, but just in case, if you press X on alright then. I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sight and see what he say for himself. Oh, please do. Ouais, plus tard, j'ai autre chose à regarder, moi. J'ai autre chose à regarder que ce genre. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they're all the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked? And everything mown down at once. Il y a certains mots, je vais galérer à les lire. Hein. Je le sens. Faut juste me laisser le temps en vrai. Ça va venir. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... Oh mon dieu, mais je vais la frapper! It was you, Naruto-san, in fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothering leaving the wardrobe. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and the statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case? I wonder. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. That's cute. These are the rules of passager. The rule of passage for travel abroad. The SS Buria. Buria. Je sais pas si j'ai bien lu, mais bref. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on road. Must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Le katana. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Bitch, what? I'm a pet. I can't decide. Well, one thing for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Non mais ils veulent vraiment que je parle à l'autre en fait. Ils veulent vraiment que je parle à l'autre clown qui est en train de faire je sais pas quoi sur la table. Je sais pas ce qu'il fait à la table mais je préfère pas savoir. That's Kazama-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his sword. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. Mais non, mais j'ai d'autres choses à faire. Il est en train de faire je sais pas quoi à la table. Je préfère le laisser faire. Je suis sûre il est très occupé. C'est pour ça que je veux pas le déranger en fait. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not really ready to let his spirit go just yet. Quel noble attend. Et comme on dit, le meilleur pour la fin. Hein? That's my dinner from last night. A roasted chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Damn. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, didn't he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it? So he didn't touch it. Which means all the more for me. All the more for me, bruh. Oh no. Does that mean poor Kazuma Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience. And an edgy stomach. Damn. T'as mangé pour lui, mon pote, t'as mangé pour lui. C'est easy. The Japanese war for justice. The brush strokes. Non mais, je crois, genre, je vais lire, genre, mon cerveau, genre, je crois, c'est à cause de la chaleur, il est en train de fondre. Il fait presque 40 degrés vers chez moi. Donc je suis en train de cuire. Du coup, si je dis des mots avec l'accent français, c'est normal. Des fois. Strokes are straight and true. Just like Kazuma. I don't know about the straight part, bruh. Pour moi, il était un peu gay, Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing you drew them thoughtfully? Who drew them thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Non mais en fait, le bail, c'est que dans le premier épisode, genre, il était en train de pépon, mais genre, les deux, ils étaient en train de s'auto-pépon, c'était pas possible. Hein. Genre, c'était à la limite du... Mais je serais oui. Faut le faire, parce qu'en plus, faut se dire que Kazuma, il a foutu son meilleur pote dans sa valise pour qu'il vienne avec lui à Londres. Pour qu'ils passent des moments ensemble. Pour qu'ils soient ensemble. Que, bah du coup, le personnage principal avait pas fini ses études, il me semble. Et il n'était pas spécialement un avocat et tout. Et du coup, moi, ça me bute. Even though you strolled away on this ship... Ah! Are you going to bring that up? Or are you? I can't win. Putain, c'est littéralement comme... elle est comme une daronne, en fait. Non mais... En vrai, je suis sûre, ils auraient demandé... Genre, ils auraient dit, ouais, est-ce que je peux ramener un autre futur bon avocat, s'il vous plaît? Donc, ils auraient dit oui, en vrai, je pense. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewmate makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. Convinced you're guilty. He might have useful information though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Please tell me. Yet, of course not. No, now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Je peux me casser? When I went for help and the crewmate forced the door open. Sports and been firmly closed. It's quite a small ball. Just side across, shut, but still with the door. Okay, I mean, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. What? When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and to draw a bolt across from outside the room. In a situation like this? Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective story myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal and they're sealed together perfectly. Oh shit! Putain, ça veut dire tu l'as fait, n'est-ce pas? Tu l'as tué. When she glares at me like that, I feel... Oh my god. Bon bah on va parler à Mister, comme j'ai plus rien à regarder. Ah non, si j'ai encore un truc à regarder, my bad. There's nothing on this table at all. Plates and all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No. Non mais sa logique elle est débile, j'en ai marre. Juste parce que j'ai oublié, c'est forcément moi. Même pas elle se dit ouais il a pu se faire frapper la tête ou un bail comme ça. J'ai encore un truc à regarder. This is... Yes. It's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Damn. Large households often have bell cord like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servant. Non mais ça me fait rire en vrai sur le coup hein. Parce que oui, en vrai, on peut se dire que Ryu, il est suspect, mais genre ce Sato, elle est censée je sais pas, elle est censée avoir connu quand même Ryu, je sais pas. Et elle a vu comment il s'entendait bien avec Kazuma. Du coup, je vois pas pourquoi elle réagit comme ça. Genre elle est en mode pourquoi tu l'as tué? Pourquoi tu l'as tué? The fuck, bitch. That's... Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Je le garde vraiment pour la fin au final l'autre, hein. Genre, c'est le truc le plus suspect à regarder. Moi je suis en mode non, je vais regarder les autres trucs. Je dois lui parler. Mais en fait, le bail, c'est que... Genre... par exemple, en vrai, genre Phoenix, genre quand Maya, elle avait fait des meurtres, bah des... Quand elle était accusée de meurtre, Phoenix, il a jamais traité de meurtrière. Genre, je vais en venir à là. Genre, là, c'est pour dire que vraiment, genre, ils ont pas de preuves concrètes, mais ils accusent quand même. C'est ça le truc. C'est ça que j'aime pas. Et Hunter, là, et comment il les aurait claqués, là, il aurait fait, où sont vos preuves pour l'accuser? Um, excuse me? Excuse me? Do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point of my investigation. Ouais, mais perso, je trouve quand même que c'est... Genre, qu'elle le suspecte à ce point-là, c'est pour moi, c'est comme chaud, je trouve. Hmm, maybe I should leave it. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seemed a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh shit! Oh shit! What exactly were you doing on Kazma's desk just now? Searching clue, my bro. What the fuck? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Ah, yes. Everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deduction have crystallized. You. What? Have you been in Caniston? I just recently returned. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing through foreigner climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How those did I know that, perhaps? It was really, I must, a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, I'm gay, pardon. You have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are merciless revolutionary? Huh? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow the Crystal Tower? Huh? And when the... J'en ai marre. Son anglais est trop dur. Son anglais est trop dur pour moi là. When the buried-boned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you end up his life too. I'm Japanese, man. Yes, I believe that summarize the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these days. These eyes, my bad. Mister, my name is Rinosuke Naruhodo. I'm Japanese. I'm 23, I think. I don't remember, but shit. Um, Kazuma was my best friend, and he brought me here. Um, just to be clear, you're not talking about me, are you? Suddenly, I am. Oh non, j'aime pas les pauses. Do you see, do you see other in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. Susato, say something. So it's true. Et elle est tellement conne. Il parle de personnes russes et trucs comme ça. Je suis le personnage principal est japonais. What the fuck, Susato? It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting on revolution too? Oh, elle est tellement conne. Shame behavior, Nahohodo-san. Obviously wicked. No, listen. There's no way I... Hey, yeah! Oh my god, j'ai même plus envie de... Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not Russian. I'm not Russian revolutionary, obviously. J'ai pas du tout un prénom et un nom genre japonais, genre pas du tout. Il a pas du tout été dans une école d'avocat pendant assez longtemps. Il est pas du tout né au Japon. Il a pas du tout des parents japonais. Oh, forgive me. And as for you? What kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Arrête de faire cette pause. But was I not right? Whistle venturing through foreigner climbs. You do find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Bruh. Bruh. En vrai, je pense si c'était le cas... Oh. Putain. Mais ce Sato, il est vraiment conne. Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see? What do you make of that? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder, so I'm not really sure you could call it a deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deductions. My method is founded upon the observation of trifle. You see, I announce my finding with a bracy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you're introduce yourself. My apologize. How remiss of me. Remiss? Oh my god. I am none other than the great detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. the inimitable Herlock Herlock Sholmes. Copycat de... Oh merde. So, it's really you. That's actually Herlock Sholmes. The very same. The inimitable, actually, Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Sato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uncasey about this? J'ai pas spécialement envie de lui parler, hein, je dois avouer. Hein. Great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I'm none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No! I have no in my... I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploit in this exciting London publication. Oh yes! Ren's magazine, full of wonderful short story and interesting article from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventure of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in the series of short stories, then? Indeed I am! And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your emphasis is backwards. Backward? My trusty biographer record my greatest detecting achievement and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine does. Mine goes by the name of... Oh my god. Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been... My god, j'arrive pas à lire certains mots. Fantastically busy of late. En plus, il fait ses pauses chelous. Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? Putain, j'en ai marre. The astute observer notice even the most subtle of reaction in its subject. My god. A fulfilled glance of twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of a posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data. Right! And restrained logical makes deduction from this data. In the blink of an eye, the ultimate conclusion is without a fail the truth. Mais je sais pas ce qui m'arrive. Genre, le pire c'est que je comprends, mais genre quand je lis, j'ai un stroke et je crois que c'est juste que je galère à lire. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago, how can he look at me in the eyes and claim that I'm Japanese? Do you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Okay, bro. Kazuma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in this now because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I considered myself among the number, gaining entry to the scene of a crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And these handcuffs seem to be excellent fit for Mr. Naruhodo. Ah. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? Mr. Holmes, tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Damn. Oh yes. But first, let us be precise. Fuck you. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. Okay. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within. Putain, il aurait pas pu dire en anglais simple, genre the cabin was locked from inside. So the culprit couldn't go out of this room. Je sais pas, c'est plus simple. Rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a... What? What? Mais... Hold on, Mr. Holmes. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Wardrobe? Why wardrobe? Wait! Wait! Là, je suis en train de me dire un truc. Est-ce que... Putain, par contre, son design, il est stylé, comme ça. Kazuma, il aurait quand même pas tué pour son pote, quand même. Il aurait pas tué pour son pote. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? He could barely speak English. In the final moment, many find their native tongue, filling their head for this young man. Russian. Kazuma? Was Russian? Was he? He was Japanese! Initially, I consider Gardro may be the name of the killer. A certain robber gay, perhaps. But, in the interest of prudence, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe. There, at least. Where you find Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so, I found you. The rounded Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I am Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. The fuck you saying, bruh? Our school uniform? Or the traditional dress for Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden detail. Mr. Sholmes. Oh shit. Oh no, baby. No! Best boy! This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. Thank you. Photograph of a crime scene has been... Okay. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russian before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russian and all of that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? I don't know what the fuck. Je sais pas lire du russe. Je sais pas lire du russe. Monsieur, je ne sais pas lire du russe. Certainly, if it interests you. J'ai une amie qui sait lire russe, mais pas moi. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Oh my god, your deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing you conclude about me, I mean. Ah. But now, famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, I was the other detail that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary an assassin of 16 port. Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have a morning paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary Ville Bolshevik flee Russian via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. A simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of the crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill a very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Ah putain, j'ai ok. Yes, you! Violent Bolshevik. No, no, no! How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are. Fearsome revolutionary, after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned the revolution you well. Please! And might add, your name does not appear on the ship passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I... Okay. What about the other details? The 16 victims of the assassination and blowing up Crystal Tower. Ce Sato, elle peut pas dire depuis tout à l'heure que je suis japonais. Elle peut pas dire que la victime s'appelle Kazuma Aogi. Je crois que c'est. J'espère que j'ai bien dit. Asogi. My bad. J'ai peut-être dit un mauvais mot en japonais. J'espère pas. Mais Asogi. Kazuma Asogi. Et que je m'appelle... Naruhodo. Parce que là, depuis tout à l'heure, là... Genre... Elle est pas liée au meurtre en soi. Elle peut... Ah putain, mais elle m'énerve. Ça m'énerve. Genre, ça se voit que c'est une gamine qui réfléchit pas. Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those pictures in the article. But deed, the man has... Ah putain, perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary... Putain. En fait, ça me déprime de lire tout ça en fait. Parce que là, j'ai juste envie de les taper. J'ai l'impression que... Genre, encore sur Phoenix Wright, ils arrivaient à faire des bonnes déductions. Là, c'est juste... Genre, ils font des déductions de merde. Genre, ça mène nulle part. The revolutionary usually agree to interview with newspaper reporters? I wonder. What about the report where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? I'm Japanese! Also quite clearly stated here in the article. J'en ai marre de lire ces conneries! I even use it anyway. Afghanistan place. C'est vrai que le Japon était un peu isolé à l'époque. Donc je pense pas qu'ils sachent certaines zones dans les pays. Bah, what? Certaines zones dans les... What the f... Certains endroits qui existent dans le monde, bref. Merci. Et passez une bonne soirée. Je vais continuer, j'espère pas avoir un mental breakdown en lisant tout ça par contre. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great addiction. Oh, thank you. absorb all that is of interest to me within its page, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Et je suis sa rubbish bin. Je suis sa poubelle. And you may find the article on the back page of the interest as well. On the back? Cast your eyes over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Before we start talking, you are examining Kazuma's death, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah yes, the victim. It's not Russian! Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of a victim. Oui, c'est un peu... Il y a des trucs qui sont tombés, oui. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of a tree. Ah, but... it's Japanese writing! I don't think you should read his private writing. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, I believe it or not. I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what Sato takedown is. Sato-san? Are you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonged to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to detail. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. No. A smartering, dear boy. A smartering. What the fuck? Sholmes! What the fuck? Sayonara, Bonsai, Mikado, Nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Killable already. But this diary is literally littered with complicated looking characters of which I can read precisely none. Pardon. Putain, sa gueule. On dirait un putain de clown. So, what was all that showing off about before then? Mr. Sholmes. If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. Simp. I'm much obligated, my dear madame. Final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray go on. The second sentence read, what looks like some sort of despicable band is dangling from the ventilator grate. What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill. You say the man was refresh. Oh, to the which cabin? Yes, cabin. Okay. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider, for the time being at least. Ah, do you have somewhere to go? As it happened, the victim written in his diary have piqued my interest. Putain, la pause. Matter. For investigation, I believe. Sensor. Take the all. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connected? Great detective or curious bred. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point to turn into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking! You just said it! Only a moment ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Schultz, I did hear you say that too. Oh my god! Putain, j'ai envie de les éclater. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wonder. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal. You know, not really. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are? Well, anyways, that was then. And this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is... Oh my god, sa gueule de con. Oh my god. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly, roll over and accept your fate. J'ai envie de le claquer, genre vraiment. I was just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed at my face. His sense of humor as twisted as his name. Narada-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? Yeah! What the fuck? Kazuma spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue. You're willing to give up? Going to roll over and accept your fate? Ugh, as if you gave me any choice. Rolling over Porth. Mais ça me bute qu'elle me dise ça après qu'elle était en mode ouais, c'est toi, c'est toi, c'est toi. We still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examination. We can this cabin while we wait for Chen to split next door. Good idea! The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. Oh, I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Is that something wrong, Naruto-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can have a feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? Yes, what can I do for you? Non, il est de retour. I recognize that face, but I can't be. Si, c'est lui. Si, c'est lui. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Asunoga. Naga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and aboard this ship. Again? You suddenly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there is anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps its presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I love doing other stuff. I'm so sorry. Huh? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Ah! It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusts me with ensuring that Osagi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tension between the world's greatest powers. Mr. Jigoku said he should prepare for all eventualities. I don't believe it. Kazuma was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Osagi-san a visible security escort. which is why I'm undercover now. I think I will be cool. Putain, je suis désolée. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time. We've been on road from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin, not here on a first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize, Inspector. So, if there is anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes. So we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? We've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of this cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway. Stowaway! Now they think I'm a murderer as well. Damn. Would it be possible to give me something? Going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? Solid reason why the next door cabin should be. For example, Captain to lie. My life, okay, but don't see how. Maybe a way. What? Really? I think of how you try to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san, by presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in possession. Evidence? Simply select. Okay. Mais ça, mais c'est bon! What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something pretty strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote what looks like some kind of strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what it's mean by. Don't tell me. Ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. J'ai peur qu'il y ait un truc qui sorte de dedans. En mode surprise, motherfucker. That's right, so if you could investigate there. Was. Alright then. Yay! I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive next port. Given me strict orders. See. Do that. Yes, as long as you don't Afraid I can remove those handcuffs though. But what about the captain? Are you going against his order? Oh, I'm a man of my words. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what. Ah, after all, well, to keep us and safe, this I can do. Thank you. That's size. The moment then, Naruto-san. Putain, mais je sais. Oi. Thank you again, Mister. Phew, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out there than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was put up on a first place cabin. Ah! Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in Still, really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there! No, crewmate keeping watch. Enormous, even sitting down. The next door to him leads to his second-class accommodation. I suppose he making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people handcuffed. Naruto-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the chic by now. We've been at the sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma Strength when I first came aboard, and ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pity look. Ah, c'est ça qui m'avait perturbé là. Ah, a trap for catching mouse? Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Yes, we have plenty of those. Although they seem to be using something as a bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut your fingers. Really? But... Ah, I suppose you're right. Le hack j'ai fait, putain. You were actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. I don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. for you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Bon, ça va. Mon estime pour elle augmente peu à peu. First class cabin. No. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's sorry? Your addition is to a wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Oh my god. This cabin are the finest of a ship. My own cabin is the street range is number 539, je crois que ça se dit. Je suis un peu 100 and how many cabins are there? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, and an alarm. It says press only in time of emergency. Completely stop. Oh. What are you doing? You mustn't touch it! But this is an emergency situation. Just look at his handcuffs. You know full well that not... Damn. Something that doesn't offend anyone else. Je regarde juste avant de faire le truc. It looks like a plan. Let's show each desk looks. Okay. Yeah. What? What? C'est quoi cette explication? The fuck? Huge book on top of the table. A pen next to it. Yes, I just like looking through it. Nothing, no reaction at all. No compliments. I'm not sure. Common to a sailor. Anyway, that's nice. It's blank. Almost to report. Excuse me, but could I ask you a question? You're still, you little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to... Oh shit. Ah! Ok. Je suis désolée pour ça. Mais il y a encore une sorte de guêpe. Ok. Guêpe ou abeille qui m'a attaqué. Du coup, j'ai dû la prendre encore une fois avec mes mains. Nice. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could you perhaps... I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady maid. Oh. We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Sasato-san. I'm not a sailor. My mother gave me a name. I'm senior crewmate Biff Stroganov. Well, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Last night. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganov? Da, all the time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad. It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? I don't understand you, Russian. Sat-san, do you understand that? It was clearly, no. Je sais pas. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. Unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear anything any strange noise or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry. I'm not sure. I could have sworn that he could catch around there. Mr. Strongnall, about the first-class cabin area. Here we are in finest port of Buria steamship for every important person. What sort of very important person? Government officials, kings and queens, traveling in the secret, many important person. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let the stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean, but it's not anymore. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied? Ça veut dire oui. Ça veut dire da, oui. Stato-san, do you understand that? Sound like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabinet without investigation. Well, it sounds like there is something. At least. Yes, it's. Get authorization. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next door to Mr. Asogi's? His name is Mr. Grimmaster Roylord. He is an important Western gentleman. Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Rollot is authentic Western gentleman, such as man would have no interest of low-life student from Far East Island. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there was anyone there. Our presently, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Escape. Or as English says, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Okay, on top, oui. Last night, huh? Nothing blank. This is interesting? Something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, might be interesting. Damn, she's cute. Can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, I can, but look like at this picture. Perhaps Russian princess, you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you're in trouble. Yes, do you? I don't know. Can't make any sense of it. Ah, mais qu'est-ce qu'il fout là, lui? Oh, I'm glad you noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballet. Okay, during the performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer reported missing. She is. Why are your Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found missing from her dressing room, wearing a diamond tiara. You see picture which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Some shining like diamonds themselves. Shara is probably is blue. Said with worries. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Palpa and the valuable Tyra. Stone at selling to Great Britain. Could this be another case of Russian country? Something. That's no, Mr. Narada. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian, though. To say. I'm sorry. Allow me to off my assistant. Le fait qu'ils viennent et qu'ils demandent et qu'ils disent ça comme ça, genre ça me tue. Il est en mode allow me to assist you with my intellect. Article on the front was a page with the revolutionary Yes, some guy, yes, you told us that before. Man's never leaves to tell. Oh my goodness, he is a person. Well, suppose wasn't he? Show me that. Quite sure. Mr. Schultz. Okay. Merde, je voulais faire un truc drôle. Je voulais voir si sa tête pouvait rentrer dans le miroir. Wait. Ah, this must be reminding of a glue you used to stick the paper seal on the wardrobe. That's right. It was pulverized rice? Or rice? Yes. Rice. Yeah. And broke my heart. Oh! Broke your heart? What do you mean? Remember? Shit. All I had to eat were Kazuma's leftover. Putain, le pauvre. A couple of rice could have meant the difference between life and death. Oh my, must have been awful for you, Naruto-san. But I have some glue with me. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. My friend is dead. You drew the characters for this paper seal, didn't you, Naruto-san? They're such bold, vivid strokes you made. Looking at a man who came abroad in style. Those Russians have not done anything like that. Well, I'm not so sure. First you wash dishes in a gallery until you were on death door, something like that. Wash dishes until I was death door. That's a lot of dishes. Damn. Alors. Là j'ai lu ça, j'ai fait ça. That's the way of a second class ship. Something wrong? I was thinking about making you run for it just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you from the handle of a door, Seaman would certainly shot your head, you dead. Damn. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Damn, that's deep, bruh. Putain, Mika le frère. This is it. This is the cabin next door. Next to ours. The one the one next to. Yes. From which Kazuma? Yeah, maybe. Nana. Particular mystery. Let's ask. Sholmes, is that you? No answer. We're out of luck. It seems there is no. How annoying. Ah! What was that? Came from inside the cabin. There's been a woman. Stand aside. Stand aside! Sean is here! Right, break the door down. Mr. Sholmes? Stop when. In the door. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes! The door doesn't appear to be bolted. Doesn't? Then, how we. Can I kick it? Can I kick? I think we should get in. Oh, en vrai, c'est un putain de clown et j'adore. Oh! Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. Wait, we heard a woman scream? A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody. What a scream. Get out, all of you, now. Please excuse the interruption, but you're Mr. Grimace by Relots, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Hildock Sholmes. You heard of me, no doubt. No. I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorn the of popular magazine, no less. So, I assure you, you may trust me completely. Je suis désolée, mais je ferai pas confiance à ce mec. Vu sa gueule. The man used the magazine like a business card. That's true. Detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinct heard a scream from within these walls. But it wouldn't appear to be a lady herself from this time. To open that small traveling case. What? Don't be stupid! How could you, could anyone fit a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days. Is it not, traveling inside one trunks? That's what. Don't look at me! Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? It moved! Yes, the case just shook! Leave, now, otherwise I'll call this true word. So this is Kazma's neighbor, Mr. Grimby Roylott? There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. Ils se ressemblent, mais genre, lui, il a l'air plus potelé, entre guillemets. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Ah, mais qu'est-ce qu'il fout? Shams, what the fuck are you doing, bruh? Shams! What do you think you're doing? Ah! This is my cabin. Get out! I just have a... No. Aww. What a pity. Okay, more. Alright. Oh! Perhaps that great detective. Oh my god. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why I was resting, of course. Why I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the coffins of the wardrobe, whilst waiting for the inevitable time. Time that you would need to call my great powers of detective into service. Oh. Oh. And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually. You're spot on from once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against the Russian hiding a secret? Why? Why? The truth, of course. Mon cerveau s'est dit, what the fuck? Though it should be pointed out that such method are not exclusively for the Russians. Right! Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please! Oh my god. Well then. What you're about to see may well astonish you. For I, to apply my greatest detective, greatly admired great deduction to the case. Damn, bruh. Could this man be a more portrait of Russian? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. He is the fellow dubious on account of this Russianness, or Russian on of his erroneous. I really don't think either of those things should be occurred to you or anyone. That's right. And Mr. Sholmes? I know this man, beard and yeah, and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. Mais putain, elle dit ça maintenant que tout à l'heure elle était en train de m'accuser d'avoir tué mon pote. Elle dit ça, putain mais oh, elle va me déprimer en fait la sœurette. Je vais avoir une belle dépression. Là. Ah c'est dingue. Par contre je pense je vais ouvrir ma fenêtre. Parce que là je suis vraiment en train de cuire de ouf. Je vais essayer de voir si, s'il fait frais. S'il fait pas frais, je vais quand même refermer la fenêtre. Parce que si je fais rentrer de la chaleur, je vais canner. Je vais juste ouvrir la fenêtre 2 secondes. Ok, va y avoir des bruits de jeep, tip, 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 tip. Du coup, je suis désolée. Enfin, on les entend pas trop, mais s'il y a des bruits de jeep, tip, c'est normal. Parce que y a des oiseaux. It is cap. Ah ouais, bon. Shh. I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my eyes like that? Just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. Je change leur voix, c'est terrible. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roth, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusion. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Ha! And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment, no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. That beer, Mama, Simpson discovered. Does it not? Naruto-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sean's great dedictions with my own eyes. That was a great dediction. Nothing can deceive Mr. Sean. A single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What an ineffable twaddler. Oh yes, I read, but it took me some time. The adventure of Sherlock Holmes. And now I've experienced the impact of his great detection firsthand. This is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colors from space completion were right. Bruh! How could you? How could you? How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? What the fuck, bruh? Very well, I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusion. So, do I... Wait, you open? Okay, what the fuck, bro? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So, looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously won first time, first place. Là, en fait, là, ce que je suis plus en train de regarder, c'est le truc qu'il y a derrière. Enormous pair of shoes in your hand. Maybe. Such a surf, of course. I'm moving on. Question so again, answer is plain. What the fuck? Down if you will. Pepper. Yeah. I'm sure need further clarification. The article about revolutionary. Mais non mais... Ok. Bon, je suis désolée d'arrêter le livre, mais au final ça me... Je dois poser un peu ma voix et en plus là il fait super chaud, du coup j'ai un peu de mal. Du coup je suis désolée si là je lis pas. True identities beyond doubt. However, first Russian revolutionary himself. Myself, you understand. What the fuck? Merde. Okay. Proof for the crime over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken. Ah! For you, guys. Taking so much more than the mouse. Answer. Yes, we're traveling case. It's time I think that... Oh wait, refuse. Could possibly... Young lady, perhaps? Don't be absurd. Dear me. Or not. Gross coup d'œil. Damn! Speaking some French, my dude! Once again, il a cru que c'était fancy, il s'est dit, oh, je parlais un petit peu français comme ça me fout la pression. So, yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the page of the newspaper. For there is another most stimulating article. If we turn the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. Function, guys. Okay. Your crime. That fiction. Young lady. Oh my god. Ouais, attends, ouais. Sasato-san? That wasn't one of the greatest detection I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the story are full of Mr. Sean's brilliant deduction, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. He's the killer. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deduction. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you. That man... That's not the point. But now I think about him. Ballerina, indeed. Sorry. At first glance, the case appears to be small. Young woman. It's too small, clearly. It's a 5-year-old child into that case, even. Alright. Is she? I mean, you don't know? A year 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, she's 15. Then 10 years worth of her. Leave. Chocolate, consumer, vinegar. Such a... Et je sais pas ce qu'il fume, Sholmes, mais je crois que c'est du ponche de sa daronne. So I think it's really into a circus. Mr. Naruto, there's something. Oh, magical. Oh no, I mustn't think. Is this for taking attention? His logic seems a little off. Your idea of little, maybe a little, be a little off itself, Miss Sasato. It's just one of 2 key words of his deduction that's to let him down. Again, that's it. Yes, but very... We could do that. We unlock the true genius of Mr. Sean's great addiction. Oh my god. Sorry, take a moment to look at my wrist. What? What are you? Are your handcuffs? Huh? How? How did? I felt my... Follow me? No, that's with addiction. Don't believe it. Mr. Sholmes, you're a murderer! I'm gonna get killed! And don't worry, I shall restore as to when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Hello Shams is proud to present his logical and reasoning spectacular. The fuck, bro? Oh no! Oh, curse of correction. Oh, it Shams. Oh my god! So, looking Russian is. Shirt in his hands. Now it's once forces the place. The stone cut away the first beer. I'm not sure. You really use cut off your beer? I don't to worry this quite seems meaning which means I suppose the direction is wrong. Try switch your keyword now rather sun matter. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long hard look at Mr. Raylot. Wait, the shores on. Exactly. Managed to find something in some. And what? I might be the only one something about this. Um. But that sounds. Wait. Um. Hmm. Ça, je suppose.
Yes!
Pourquoi? 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 You're on the first. Indeed. Ça existe. Over here. You're not a man at all. You're a woman. I'm judging for she's on your hair. It's very much in your wolf. Oh no. Only I had managed to cut off my hair. No one would have suspected. Question. Why would you desire to look again? Yeah, je need further correction. Thomas, it's not! Well, that was a shock. you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the fact we're Mr. Sholmes. Oh shit! I'm like him now! I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly with... Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? C'est simple. Je peux pas... Putain, faut que je passe. Let's switch evidence. Oui! I'll do my best. Yes! The evidence that reveal your true identity is of course the article about the ballerina. That's right. You've hit the nails on the head. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that... J'en ai marre, ça me bute. Oh non, oh my god. Sholmes, c'est un putain de virus sur pattes en fait. Ah! Merde, il va mourir! Ah non, c'est bon. Oh, she's kinda cute. Damn. Putain, elle en a perdu du poids là d'un coup. Non, je rigole. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean... Nicolina. Paul... Pavlona... Ah, fuck, pardon. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. It's kinda cute. Ballerina on the run. Solved! Oh my god. Now, as for my second conclusion... Oh, qu'a dit... Oh putain, mais ça met masse temps, par contre. Je me pose une question. Je veux juste voir combien de temps, genre... Ouais, bon, nique sa mère. J'ai essayé de chercher pour voir combien de temps il se faisait le jeu, mais bon. Rip. And the proof of this crime is over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavola. People around there saying, I assure you, I am honesty enough. So we seek later. Proof your crime is... Yes, that's traveling case. My god. Après, il va dire j'ai fait exprès de faire des erreurs pour voir si vous suiviez. Je suis sûre il va dire un truc comme ça, Sholmes. Ou je sais pas. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Stop it! Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Oh shit! J'ai à peine tourné la caméra, hein. J'ai à peine genre fait ça et j'ai vu le truc. Hein. Tyra. Whoa! Looks at this dazzling Tyra. I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruto-san, try it on. What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Pourquoi tu veux me le mettre dessus alors parce que je... Oh, je sais, je suis magnifique, c'est ça. Why does this tiara hat look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Yes! Yes! The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Ah! I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novavich Ballet. Is it not? Damn. Shows. Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in the newspaper article. And if we worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is thief. Oh no. Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! I have no family, no friends. I am all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do I say, on her, belongs to me. I'm 15 years old and she runs away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point of hiding it now. Come on, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have scrunchily refused to open this traveling case of yours in our prisons. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish to remain disclosed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? Pov. Je vais l'appeler Pov. My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escaped my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the content of your case, even before I have laid an eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of criminal, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only hands to find the answer. I refuse to open the case. What? On the bookshelves? It's completely changed the diction now. I think. I don't know. Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into this? I guess, shall we? Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem like. That's true, but still, this Pavlova certainly did eyes that direction. I myself won't be her case. Must be somewhere in the same area. Case, some answer, whatever she was hiding inside the case. Yeah. Ce serait pas plutôt ça?
Yes.
Yes, there. The reason why you refuse to open your case is written on the rules of passage. Of passage! Passenger must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects on their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside a case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. C'est dit à... It's content. As we see, the trunk wobbles from time to time. No weapons or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leave one possibility. Miss Pav inside your traveling case. You have a doggy! That's ridiculous. No! Ok. Putain, c'est quoi ce bordel? Pourquoi? Ils ont fait une scène juste pour trouver ça. Putain. Oh non. On peut plus, je veux pas. Je veux plus faire ça, je veux plus. Je veux plus voir Sholmes. So clearly you aren't who you said you were. No, I'm not Grimsby Rolot. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. During one of your ballet from in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole this vessel, which couldn't have been easy, but is a huge steamship with a vast crew. She really have snuck on board without being noticed. In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat asleep look more gentleman. Yes. Yet to a woman, hair is matter. My personal recommendation is to live well alone. So, sure, but cut off your own hair. Outside cabin. Thinking of a bell. Why not? Why not? I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do I say it, disguise myself so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transform yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and the fake beard that just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper right on the page that there was a picture of me. Elle est quand même cute. I was so frightened I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as possible. I picked up a scissor in my hand and at that precise moment we walked in through the unlocked cabin door. That's something. Someday. And indeed happened, like from time to time. So, let's talk about this thing. Oh la vache. Nothing. No. Putain, j'ai... Ok. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? Putain. Ok, ça va. Ça a l'air d'aller mieux, mais je sens que je vais encore avoir le ok. You're right. It's my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. A chihuahua! Please, don't tell anyone. If a captain find out. If you say... Crew... Secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return... You must tell us. In as much detail as you can about the events of last night. Yes, alright, I will tell you. Sonarota? Something? Protection? Certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed! It is incredible. Bruh. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrist. Your wrist. My... Il les a remis. Ah! C'était trop beau pour être vrai! Ah! Your hands are handcuffed again. Or cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. Ugh. When and why? There are still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, I can't be helped. It can be helped at the moment. Can it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can go on not knowing. I have to find out. Ok. Est-ce que je peux savoir ce que t'as comme animal? Let me see. Don't touch! Huh? I will tell you what... Hey, but please, you must not touch my things. How do you say? Forbid it? Oh, sorry. Oh man. You have... Walking around in a young lady private belonging. Sure, I'll allow it. Shut the fuck up, you. Crit. Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? One of your crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh, that's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest? Perhaps its steam... Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened? Damn. Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Nova Witch Ballet? Yes, I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life. You wish to forget? Channeling proposition when you have seeking Tyra as a reminder. But Tyra is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. Little food and water and the stands all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, he would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew on this ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on. Said I could hide in this cabin. Indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova. Most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear... Okay. Miss Pav, allow me to pose you a riddle. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it's been last night that you saw. However, stop by no for it last night. Ah, that's it, of course. So, now that I think about it, the crewmate outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when came aboard. That is not your business. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. An angel descend from heaven, bring grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry? What was that? It is how the Russian newspaper described one of my performances. And That is how I came here to I descended from the heavens because I'm an angel. So it's fun. Very vivid. Mr. Sholmes once said I never can resist a touch of a Sim is the same. A genius descendants from heaven, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, Sholmes. Say about myself. Quote from Extravagant. Oh my god. Quand il fait ça, j'ai vraiment l'impression qu'il s'approche et qu'il est en mode... Don't you think? Ryu? Yes, yes, showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pav is going to tell us what really happened. So, the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. Oh, please don't tell any of the crew. They found my precious. Then repression would. Ah! Cheering, Mr. Sholmes. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Maybe an adorable little rabbit? Oh my god. Ah, you credit Russia as a land with small rabbit, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbit there then? You may... Oh my god. I have no idea! You two are miserable. It must be a chicken! It must be a chicken! Really? It's a benefit. Wake up. Dairy fresh eggs. And what the fuck? Sholmes, what the fuck? Are you on drugs, bruh? So you'd eat your friend? I don't remember that. That's a snake? Well, it would appear that this friend's identities. Stop laughing, you asshole. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. Sure, her, I think. Maybe she might be able to... je sais pas ce que je vais lui montrer. Ah putain! Soul. Je peux rien dire. Je vais lui présenter quoi? Je dois lui présenter le dead corpse de mon pote? Je vais être en mode bruh. The fuck? This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes. And he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual, it reads. 1 AM, wishing no sound. A minute later, it's like some sort of... I don't understand. Strange, isn't it? See? The was connected together. Oh. Miss Pavlova. Something small. Perhaps. No, I don't know anything. Oh. Excuse me, Mr. Railroad. Yes, what? Oh, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. Alright. I will come now. You must leave now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please, don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! Passenger said out. No chance. Say we're quite be going to a passenger side. Okay. Okay. Je pense par contre, je vais faire une pause. Genre une mini pause. Juste le temps d'aller me reprendre un truc à boire. Et je pense... quoique, il me reste encore beaucoup à faire. Mm. Mm. Quoique j'ai un peu beaucoup chaud, du coup je sais pas si je vais continuer à stream pour aujourd'hui. Je pense que je vais m'arrêter là au final. Parce que je suis littéralement en train de crever de chaud. Et je pense que je vais continuer la suite plus tard. Du coup, le prochain stream, ce sera Metal Gear, le premier Metal Gear. Et puis voilà, après il y aura la suite. En fait, là le truc c'est que s'il aurait pas fait aussi chaud, je pense que j'aurais tenu, mais là je peux pas. Genre, je suis littéralement, genre, en train de transpirer, mais genre de ouf. Et j'en ai marre, c'est horrible. Je vais... En plus, à cause de la chaleur, je commence à fatiguer beaucoup plus rapidement. Et comme je lis beaucoup, ben c'est galère. Du coup, en vrai, je suis désolée que ce soit aussi court, en vrai. Bon, après, c'est quand même presque 3 heures, là, du coup. Mais, bon, je vais quand même m'arrêter. Mais du coup, demain, Metal Gear. J'essaierai de le finir entièrement. En un seul stream. Même si je sais pas si c'est possible. Enfin, je verrai. Mais du coup, moi, je vais y aller. Et du coup, merci encore d'avoir regardé. Et puis, n'hésitez pas à follow si vous voulez. C'est gratuit. Et moi, je m'en vais. Et je vais me reposer. Et à un prochain stream. Et puis à très bientôt. Et bye bye! Bye 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 bye!